What's up, guys? It's me, the Pharaoh MGTOW, the one that can't be tamed. So, I wanted to talk about this little experiment I ran with a couple. Well, one of them is my best friend, but I saw the opportunity and I jumped on it. So, the experiment was actually pretty funny, but very revealing as well. So, here goes. My friend's girlfriend found a text on his phone that was from another girl, but he was talking to this girl like I think about 3 months before he even met her, so he just forgot to erase it. So she made a big deal about it the entire night for like literally an hour. She was just like dogging him, like downsizing him, shaming him, and all that, and you can clearly see that he was just getting annoyed by it. And we weren't alone. We had my other friends with us, and so my other friend's girlfriend was kind of getting annoyed by this, and so she said, "All right, guys, let's have a little game. For 5 minutes, you guys cannot make eye contact, can't talk, and can't use us to talk to each other." So before we even started this little game with them, I played on the girl's ego and I said, "No, no, no, wait a minute, not 5 minutes. Come on, she's a champion. She could do this. Let's make it 20 minutes." It was pretty funny. And um, yeah, we started that game, and for well, close to 20 minutes, they weren't talking to each other, but they could talk to us, just not to each other in any way whatsoever. And the whole time, I would like to say that I was kind of like the center of the conversation of the group. So like whenever a topic was brought up, I was usually pulled in or a part of it. So I was always talking to my friend. He was like sitting right beside me, and she was sitting across from me, and my other friends were on my left side. So as I was talking to him and them, she would try to talk to them, but no one really cared what she had to say because it wasn't interesting because it was always negative, because it was always trying to wait. It was always kind of everyone knew it was sort of a way to get to him, and no one really talked to her. And then when she would try to talk to me about something, I would just kind of be like, okay, yeah, sure, quick answer, yes, no, maybe so. And yeah, it was funny because like me and my friend were just having a good time. I saw in his face within the few minutes that they couldn't talk to each other. He was happy. He was actually like, I saw life fly back into his eyes, ignite into his eyes again, and he was just like talking, laughing with us. And while she, on the other hand, was just sitting there like a pissed off child that got grounded. And I, I just wanted to see how a woman would react if she was ignored by everyone. In which case, we kind of were really ignoring her. We acknowledged her, but we didn't really bother to get into deep conversation with her. And besides that, like we can't even have a deep conversation with women really in general. So like whenever she tried to talk to me or my friend who was another guy, she we just were like not interested in her conversations because it was pointless, it was stupid, it was like dumbass crap. It was always about her. Her problem's this, her problem's that. It's like we don't care. We're here to have a good time. We are not here to fix your problems because I think deep down inside men know that when a woman talks about our problems and she wants us to help her fix them, we know deep down inside, like, we can't fix it. We're not going to be able to fix it because you're not going to listen to us. So what's the point of even bothering talking to you about it? Because us men, we're problem solvers. We want things to get done. We don't want to linger around and talk about pointless crap and how our feelings are towards this and that. It's just, it's not fun. It's boring. It's pointless. And so as the time was going on, we were reaching the 10-minute mark because my friend's other friend's girlfriend had a stopwatch. Excuse me. she started getting angry. My friend's girlfriend started getting angry. So believe it or not, she actually started because we were in the middle of us was a fire pit, and she actually started grabbing little pieces of wood and started chucking them at my friend, and it was I was just amazed. I was like, wow, are you really freaking serious? You're really gonna act like a spoiled little brat that didn't get her way? You know? It's like, ugh. I mean, ugh. It was just annoying. Look, I knew she wouldn't last 20 minutes. I don't think most women could even last 10 minutes, you know? And I knew she would fail, and she did fail, you know, because then she started screaming at him around the 12-minute mark. I kid you not, dude. When a women are ignored, they go ape shit. I even tried this one time. This was before I was in MGTOW, and I was still kind of amazed, but I wasn't really like, you know, like, oh well, that's expected, kind of amazed. But like, because I tried this about 7 years ago on my older sister, I just ignored her. She was screaming at me because I drank the last of the orange juice. Like, big fucking deal, you know? It's just orange juice. And I was ignoring her, and she started screaming at my parents to get to me. And it was like, what the fudge, man? Like, you know, it's no wonder why women get a real good knocker right in the freaking shiner, you know? Ugh, like a, sorry, it just upsets me when you realize how people just weren't, how do I say it, you know, disciplined when they were young. That was the experiment, and yeah, women, they really can't stand isolation. It drives them nuts and insane. They need some kind of validation. They can't go 10 minutes. I would say 10 minutes is the mark, maybe even less. If it was a very pretty girl, probably even less, maybe not even 2 minutes. Every minute a woman needs validation. That's just pretty freaking disturbing, ain't it? While we men, we can grab a rifle and a box of ammo and just go in the woods and just learn how to survive, you know, and be alone for 20 years. You know, I mean, I'm sure there was a story about a guy who lived in the woods for 20 years. I don't know the full details. I just know that that's what happened. Yeah. But anyway, that was the experiment. Pretty crazy, isn't it? So another thing I wanted to talk about in the topic was today's youth. I've noticed that in almost every store I went to today when I was paying bills, almost every single job a woman had. A woman had almost every single job in every single store I went to. The only jobs they didn't have were butchers, um, truck drivers, pretty much anything that involves dirty outside work, you know. So, and there's such mundane jobs, you know, like kind of pointless. It's like, you know, but here's what bothers me though the most is like it would help better because I notice a lot today's youth, young men, they have, because we're hiring all these women who are young and beautiful, you know, and we don't hire any of the young men who are trying to make a living, you know, start learning how to make money, you know. We're not giving these young men a chance at all. It's hard. It's hard for a young man to find a job now. I mean, I'm sure you know there's eventually those exceptional few that, you know, oh, I got you submit a job application and boom, you're hired. But you know, most of the time it's not that way. It's usually only like that for women. And yeah, almost every time when I see a bag boy, it's always a girl. Uh, bus boy's a girl. You know, all the waiters are girls. You know, I understand waitresses and all, but you know, it's just most of the simple task jobs we give to women. Like, you know, we could give those simple jobs to young men who are, you know, like 16, you know, who are just barely getting out of high school or who are still in high school. That way they can understand, you know, what it means to work. You know, start small and build your way up to something better. You know, that's how it starts. That's how young men learn how to have a good work ethic. You know, they start small and they gradually grows into something else. The thing is, we don't give young men a chance at all. It pisses me off because also too when you hire a woman, that's a gamble, dude. Especially if she's young. Because then, like, what if she's like, getting out of high school and she gets pregnant or she gets knocked up? Like, then she's gonna be gone for like, I think it's 6 months, and then top of that, another 6 months for when the baby is born. That's almost a year. Like, come on, common sense. Like it's just a real big gamble when you hire a woman because within that time, you're paying this woman as she's on leave and she's not even working. And all that time, all that money you're spending on her leave, you can hire someone else. You can hire a young man who's obviously not going to get knocked up. I mean, that's probably one of the reasons why our economy is falling. We're not investing in the young men anymore. We're investing into women because we have to be politically correct. Like, fuck that shit. Politically progressive. Gosh, if political correctness could turn into a person, I would choke the shit out of it and slam its head on the concrete table or concrete floor so many times, man. Kick the shit out of it. And I'd even invite you guys in to help me kick the shit out of this thing. But if there are any guys out there who are managers, just, I mean, hear me out on this, okay? If you're in the position to hire somebody, hire only men. And don't hire a woman just because she's beautiful, because most women who are beautiful, they only work 1 day a week. And it's because they're usually blowing the manager or something, or blowing someone to get the job. I just ask, if you are in a position to hire, just don't hire a woman just because she's beautiful, or the fact that just because she's a woman you have to meet some kind of criteria for women. No, dude, don't. We need to invest into the young men and the boys in our society. That's where the real money's at. The more men entrepreneurs there are, I think the better this economy will be. But that's just, I guess that's wishing for too much, because I think we're pretty much already down the rabbit hole too far to climb back out. Who knows? Well, that's really all I could talk about right now. Is just those two topics that were on my mind. Man, it's annoying sometimes when you look at the world and see what it's become. Especially when you don't believe in those fairy tale bullshit lies that we were fed when we were young. Alright, guys. Just saddle up and prepare for whatever comes our way. This is the Feral signing out.